Hello. So today I want to tell you about the game By the Seashore from Gold Seal Games. And this was designed by Mondo Davis, who's here on most of the socials, so check him out. He has designed a bunch of fun games. So this game is one where you are building a tableau in front of you, but it uses one of my favorite things where you're strategically overlaying your cards to get things to benefit you in the biggest way. So this plays 2 to 4 players. Everybody's going to get a starting card. So that is the beginning of what's happening. And on your turn, when you can build, you will cover 1 or 2 squares on a single card. You cannot cover squares on multiple cards, and you can cover 1 or 2, not an entire card. And you're only going to be playing 5 more cards into your tableau before you score. So this game has a player aid for every player. So it tells you on the one side what you're going to do on your turn, and on the other side, how each of the items score, because they each score a little bit differently. And you may be scoring all of them, or you may only be scoring some of them, depending on how the game plays out for you. So everybody is going to get 2 cards that they keep to themselves, and then there's going to be 6 cards in the center. They're supposed to be in a straight line, but so that you can see them, I'm going to put them like this. So as this tells you, on my turn, the first thing that I do is what's called trading up or trading down. So I have 2 cards and I look at them in my hand. So I can trade up, meaning I am going to place one of my cards in the discard pile, and then I'm going to take a single card that is worth more than that card. Or I can trade down, which is where I discard one of my cards, and I may then take 2 cards that are either worth the same number as my card or lower. So I want to trade down. So I am going to discard my 2, and I am then going to take a 1 and a 2. So what you are trying to do is, once you have 3 cards that are either the same number or 3 cards that are in sequential order, and cards go from 1 to 6, you then have the option to play and build. So in this case, I don't have the option to do anything, so we would simply refill and the next person would take their turn. But let me show you what happens when I can build. So let's say that I had these 3 ones. So these 3 cards are going to get used in an interesting way. One of them is going to be added here. And I think I want to add this. So I'm covering up 1 square on an existing card. And then I have to decide which scoring condition I want to keep for myself. And right now I have a bunch of sea glass, so I'm going to keep that. And my 3rd card, I actually pass to my opponent and it goes to their hand. So they now have something more to work with. So on your turn, you always build up or build down. Then if you can, you're going to add to your tableau, keep a scoring condition and pass. And then, like it tells you, that's called growing your collection. And then you are going to keep doing this until everyone has a 5th card in their tableau. So some people may be able to get more, but once the last person gets their 5th card, then the game will end and you are going to go to scoring. So that gets very interesting, because based on what your scoring conditions are, that's how you're going to score, and each thing scores differently. Now, like I said, it's when the final person gets a 5th card. So for plays 2 to 4 players. So if that 4th player doesn't put their 5th card down for a while, I might keep being able to build, and I may have more than 5 cards in my hand. So the way that things score is you have these auger shells, and they want to be on the outside. That's how they score. Sand dollars score they want to be separate from each other. So that's good. Starfish want to have different things surrounding them. So they get 1 point for type of item surrounding it. So different things. And sand dollars, it's 4 points if they're just off by themselves. Then you have the cowrie shells, and they look like this, and you get points for groups of those. And then shark teeth, you get points for the more you have. So one shark tooth is only worth 2 points, but 4 shark teeth are worth 14 points. And then you have sea glass, which is 1 point per sea glass symbol you have. And whoever has the most sea glass also gets a 3-point bonus. So I would have, multiple cards face down here. I would have built up my tableau and I score. Whoever has the most points is the winner. I think this game is really creative and inventive because of how you're covering things up and also deciding what you're going to score. You're not going to probably score everything unless you can get, all of the cards, but it's very, very cool because you're getting to decide, what am I placing out here? What am I scoring? And what am I passing? And just because I have 3 cards that are the same number or that are 3 numbers in a run, I may not like what I have, so I may not choose to grow my collection yet. So there's kind of some choices and some things, because it's not the first player to have 5 cards ends the game. It's the last player. So someone could try and prolong the game, or someone could try, if everyone's trying to rush and get their 5 cards out, it's going to end the game much more quickly. So I think this is a really creative game. This was a review copy sent to me by Gold Seal Games. Really fun game for 1 to 4 players, or 2 to 4, excuse me. I definitely recommend it. So go check it out. Give me a like and a follow, and I'll keep bringing you more board game content. Thanks. Bye.